Hi there, and welcome to the Coffee with Christine and Goose show. I'm your host, Christine DeGennaro, and I'm joined by my pet duck named Goose. Together, we're here to motivate and inspire you with uplifting daily messages. Grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get started with your daily dose of love and caffeination. Hello and good morning. Today is March the 1st of 2023. I'm Christine DeGennaro, and this is my duck named Goose. You can hear him in the background. So today, what we're going to be talking about today is episode 3 in season 2. We're talking about what not to do when finding yourself. So we're going to start off with the card of the day. We're going to talk about what coffee we're drinking because I want to make sure you're bringing your cup of coffee or tea, whichever one you prefer. And then we're going to talk about the 3 things that you should not do when you're trying to find yourself. And the one thing that you should do to be able to help get you to really understand the key components of who you are. So if you haven't before, make sure you sign up for the podcast Facebook group. You can find that on the links here in the description of the podcast. You'll be able to listen to us on YouTube, on Spotify, and also on iHeartRadio. So we're going all over the place. So wherever you're watching, if you go to the Facebook group, you'll be able to get the worksheet for today. So the card of the day, as you know, I love to pull a tarot card for the day. It helps give us a perspective. It helps give us a different viewpoint on just a different perspective for the overall takeaway of the podcast of the day. And today's card is the 8 of Pentacles. That Pentacles usually represents earth and material and wealth and possessions. And the number 8 represents movement. So the takeaway is the keyword progress. You have been working really hard. You've been creating, you've been sowing the seeds of whatever it is you're dreaming, and you're finally making progress. You're on the verge of accomplishing what you want to accomplish. And with the number 8, 8 usually represents a feminine quality, a feminine of receiving. So not only are you creating, but you're receiving as well. So keep that in mind, that the overall keyword is going to be progress today. So you're always striving to make progress. You're always striving to put more out than you're getting in. And we're going to go ahead and move forward. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're sipping. Let me know. I am sipping on Maxwell House. I've got coconut I keep calling it coconut caramel, and it's caramel chocolate creamer. I used to do the caramel, the coconut cream. I'm struggling this morning, guys. Don't judge me. So we are sipping on coffee. I would love to know what you normally sip. I know I have my friend Linda who loves to drink her Folgers Black Silk, and she's got her favorite creamer as well. So tell me in the comments what you are sipping on this morning as we are getting ready to dive on into today's topic. So again, just a reminder, you want to get the worksheet from our Facebook group, and you'll be able to get that in the file section and just download it right there, okay? So today's main topic is what not to do when finding yourself. Now, on the topic of finding yourself, I just turned 40 years old, and one of the things that I've come to realize is that learning yourself and learning your likes, learning your dislikes, learning who you are is a lifelong process. It's an ongoing process that is constantly shifting with you. And so each day you want to make it a point to really focus and do one small thing for yourself to make sure that you, in fact, are maintaining yourself so you don't get lost. It's easy to get lost. And as we talked about in yesterday's podcast, getting lost happens gradually over time, so much so that you don't notice it until sometimes someone points it out to you. So if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling unsure, I want to make sure that you know it's okay. I'm there. We've all been there. And it's part of the human process. It's part of who we are as people, and it's part of our journey. So the key is to identify or have someone help you identify when you are lost, when you are no longer you or the you that they recognize. Sometimes when people say you've changed, it's a great thing. And in some instances, it's not so good. And you can stand to improve. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what not to do when trying to find yourself again. So number one is don't assume that others are going to change with you. Now, I'm going to repeat that. Don't assume others will change with you. And what that means is that you get really excited over the changes that you're going to implement. You get excited to share. And I've noticed that people get preachy. People want to share what they know. People are excited to share what they know. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it is all that you talk about, if it is all that you are pushing and it's not a natural flow to the conversation, people aren't going to change unless they want to. And you can inspire people, you can encourage people, but you can't ever force people to change with you. Always send out an invitation. Always let them know if they're interested, they can get a hold of you. But don't ever assume that people want to change with you. And by not making that assumption, you also detach yourself from the outcome of expecting others to do that. So do the change for yourself. Make sure that the change that you're doing is going to impact yourself in a positive way, and be okay if nothing else around you changes. Okay. So tip number one, don't assume others will change with you. Tip number two, don't assume that others will support you. And this is something I've had to learn the hard way, that, you make decisions in your life on what feels best to you. You make decisions based on what you think are going to be the best possible outcomes for not only you, but you and your family. Now, oftentimes the people around you who aren't willing to change with you, who aren't ready to change, don't always support you when you're ready to change. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. One, we can talk about a toxic relationship. The toxic relationship is the one that when you're changing, and if you're changing for the better, you're implementing boundaries. And when you implement boundaries, the people who get upset with you for implementing boundaries are the ones who are normally pushing your boundaries and stepping all over them. So they might not support you because you are enforcing boundaries that they don't want to be involved in. A second part of why they don't always support you is because they don't know if it's a good choice for you to pursue whatever it is you're doing. And they don't know how to support you. So when I first started my podcast, it was interesting because I found that a lot of the support that I received was from a group of entrepreneurs. My friend Jasmine, who's also a life coach, she's a personal stylist. She helps people all over the world and is just an amazing soul. I had so much more encouragement from her than I did my immediate family. And it wasn't for any other reason then we were on a similar path. And Jasmine understood what it meant to be encouraged, whereas my sisters were focusing on their families. They had other things that were just as important to them as my coaching business was to me. And so their silence, initially, it bothered me a little bit, but the more I stepped back and like, you know what? I don't need their support. I don't need their encouragement because I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this to put my message out there because it feels good for me to share my thoughts and to share my feelings and to share my journey. And I'm not doing it for the recognition. I'm doing it for a legacy, to be able to know that maybe somewhere out there, one of these podcasts can get out there and change someone's life. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But the second mistake I see others making is assuming that other people are going to support you. And that won't always be the case. So when you are finding yourself, just be aware that you might not get the support that you think you will. And that's okay. You can't force people to support you. You can't force people to encourage you. You can let them know what you're doing. You can voice how they can support you, but don't expect it. And just allow them to show up for you as they are able to. Okay? Number 3, don't make what others say or think the reason why you do what you do. Okay? I'm going to repeat that. Don't make what others say or think the reason you do what you do. So you can't let others dictate your journey. You can't let others dictate what feels right for you. You're the only one who knows that. And one of the ways that I've been able to filter through this, one of the ways that I've understood on how to make that choice for myself, what would I do if I didn't have anyone else's input? If I did not know who to turn to, if I had no one to turn to, if this particular person wasn't in my life, what would I do about this situation? And if it's significantly different than the choice that they're recommending, I would explore that option. If their opinion makes sense to you and something that you feel is a good fit for you because it feels like a good fit, then by all means, go ahead and do that and explore. Let me give you an example. So there is a difference between going to counseling because your mother thinks you should, or going to counseling because you know you need to. There's a difference. There's a difference between picking a restaurant that you know your partner likes because you know that they like it, or you pick the restaurant because you know you both enjoy it. You enjoy it as well as they do. If you were going to go to dinner by yourself, you would pick that restaurant. So don't make other people's opinions the sole decision factor in what you're doing. Okay? So the top 3 don'ts: don't assume others will change with you. Number 2, don't assume others will support you. And number 3, don't make what others say or think the reason you do what you do. Now, number 4 is a little bonus, but it's what you should do. Number 4 is do find people who encourage you. Now, in yesterday's worksheet, we had come up with a list, and we're going to use that worksheet today as well, in conjunction with today's podcast. So, on today's podcast, you have some notes as far as the 3 tips, and you jotted down some ideas. And I want you to get clear on the people who are going to help support and encourage you. Now, we know not everyone's going to. So I want you to take that list that you worked on yesterday, and I want you to contact all the people on that list and see if they will agree to encourage you in the area that you need the help with. So for my business, I would contact my partner in crime, Jasmine. I would call her and set up an appointment and make sure that, use her as a sounding board. What would you do if this was you? Does this make sense in business? Does this sound like something that I should pursue? If it were coming down to a relationship issue, I would call my mental health counselor, because my relationship is such an emotional driven area that my mental health and wellness counselor would be the person that I talk to about my relationship. Not only would they be a good neutral haven, but they'd be able to give me tools to help me make decisions and come to an understanding and agreement and all that stuff. So for me, a mental health counselor would be an ideal person to turn to in the relationship department. Spiritual advisor. If there's a pastor or a leader of your church that you would like to be able to contact in the event that you're questioning your relationship with God or your higher power, reach out to them and confirm that, if you do need to reach out, that they would be there for you. And this is just to make sure that the list of people that you came up with are going to be the right people for the job for you. And if someone says, you know what, I don't think I can do that, let that be honored for them and see if you can find someone else who would be a better support structure for you. Okay. So essentially, this worksheet is just to help you get clear on who is in your circle, who is going to help you when you are struggling to find yourself. And you want to make sure that all the people on this list know you and know you at your worst, know you at your best, and are willing to help keep you honest with yourself. They're going to give you the tough love when you need it. They're going to shake you a little bit when you need shaking, and they're going to love on you when you need to be loved. And a lot of people don't have a lot of people in their lives. So even if you have to list one person for multiple areas of your life, don't feel bad about that. That gives you a really good, strong basis and understanding that either you really depend on this person for a lot of areas of your life, or it can help encourage you to reach out to people who you wouldn't normally reach out to. So there's a lot of growth that can happen from this little worksheet exercise today. So I would love to know what you guys think, what you guys feel about this. And if you find that this information resonates with you, make sure you like, love, share, subscribe, and drop it in the comments what aha moment did you have from this podcast? I would love to know what you took away from it. So each and every single day, I'm going to be showing up here with a workbook page and a podcast for you that is going to be inspirational, motivational, and uplifting for you. And a lot of the topics that I'm going to be talking about are topics that I myself need to hear. And this is my love letter for myself, for you. I am cluing you into the love letters that need to be spoken. And Goose is here alongside me. We are here for you in whatever capacity that we can help. If you are struggling and you want to reach out, feel free to send us an email. We've got all of our links on our website. Make sure you follow to the website and connect with us there. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we're all over the place. So make sure you go to the link, follow us on all social media platforms, and we are so excited to have you here as part of our flock. Goose and I want to remind you you're loved and you're cherished. And we hope that you go and live today with the utmost of passion. Thanks for listening.